Hello. So I always like to make videos based on things I run into or things I think you might find interesting, and I want to explain some context with something that I ran into here. In my area where I live, we've had Spectrum for many years, which was, for me, I paid about 140 some dollars for internet for 960 meg down and 40 meg up. Recently, late last year, early this year, AT&T Fiber came along, and they had to cut lines in the ground and plopped fiber in. And I recently switched to them, and I went from the speeds I had to 1 gig up, or actually about 1.3 gig down, to about 800 meg up. So drastic speed change going up. And I'm paying, because I have AT&T phones, I am paying about $62 a month, which is a huge drop compared to what I had with Spectrum. The reason I bring this up is, like anything, when I called Spectrum to cancel, they of course want to keep you as a customer and all of that. And they magically offered me 1 gig up and 1 gig down, because they said I was on an older plan, for $40 cheaper, for $100. Now, of course, I turned that down. And the reason I bring this up is when you work with a company or what have you, when nothing ever changes, the status quo is what it is. There was no reason for Spectrum to ever tell me I could get a better speed or a better price. And you're going to run into this with internet providers. You're going to run into this with cloud services, you name it. I know people that were paying a lot of money for a gig line that they've had for years at their company that could get a 10 gig line for the same cost or save a ton of money, because somebody new came in or somebody decided to relook at the contract. And that's kind of where I'm going here. At the time, I didn't have a choice. I only had one option. But now that I have two, and now that, like you do a cloud service out there or something like that, you might have multiple options. And if you lock into something, I guarantee you, if there's a price to go up, that company will immediately charge you more. Okay, so whether it's an office suite, internet, whatever, they guarantee if their costs go up, you will immediately pay that. However, if their costs drop, and they drop substantially because of, technology being out or whatever, they will never pass that discount on to you. That will become profit. And as an IT person, you got to know that, and you got to be able to look at that and say, hey, I need to renegotiate my contract, what have you. Spectrum didn't do that in this neighborhood. Now, this is obviously residential versus commercial, but the concept applies. I've seen this with the purchase of equipment, desktop servers, you name it. And in my case here in the residential, I see 2 to 3 AT&T trucks in my neighborhood a day, 6 days a week. That tells you how many people are switching. That's devastating for Spectrum, and that's going to continue on. But that's what happens when you don't look at your costs and you say, hey, it's been a year, maybe we need to renegotiate, up your plan, whatever. When you don't do that, eventually when there is that option, people are upset, whether, again, a company or residential, and you get a change. And that change is, I'm going to go somewhere else. So that's something that occurs a lot in IT, so just be aware of it. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.